is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
My idea was to build Liverpool into a bastion.
Welcome to another episode of the Anfield South Preview Show. We're back again. It's me, your boy Slim, as always. And today, got some, well, not new faces, but faces I ain't seen in a long time. Face I ain't seen in a long time. You get me? You saying, JR? You remembered us, yeah?
Hey, listen, the schedule's busy, man. You know what I mean? I always try my best to get involved and jump on, but that's why we've got a big team, so everyone, can come together and, fill the void. So yeah, I'm back. You know what I mean? I'm back, and let's do this today, man. Let's do this.
It's all love. It's all love. Good to see you, JR. Man like James in the house again. What? Twice now, yeah, James. What? It's becoming a disease, my friend. Oh, look at that. I can't even hear it. What's going on?
He's saying
I got technical issues, and we'll come back to you, brother. You're muted. Anyway, moving on swiftly. And as always, my right-hand man, the guy the podcast could not do without, is engineer Sam in the building.
Yes, people. Back again. I'm resident now, innit? So when my payments start coming through, make them as consistent as me, right? Every week I'm here. Every week.
Did you like your intro though?
It was great, bro. You need to actually have that on repeat, like on a weekly basis. Because I like that. I enjoyed that. I felt nice.
All right, let's just check quickly, see if James is in the building. Are you in the building, James?
Yeah, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah. J-Mo.
Nice. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me again.
All right, let's get down to it. Big one on Sunday, Man City, Liverpool. Let's talk about the bad before the good. So let's talk about Man City. Any team news from the Man City side, JR?
Not that I've heard of. Anyone new? Obviously, Aguero, I think, is out until after international break, like some of our players. Jesus came back on midweek for the European game. Came on, scored a goal actually. So it's for them. That's a nice bonus. Having an actual striker that they can call upon if they need it. And I think pretty much they probably will start with. Is it Ferran Torres? Did I get that right? Yeah. I think they'll probably stay as they are. They've used him in the last couple of games and he's scored a few goals. So I think they'll keep it like that and possibly look to Jesus a bit later on in the game if need be.
How many minutes did Jesus get into his legs?
I think about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
So he shouldn't really be fit enough to start then.
No, but you never know. He could actually be ready to start, but Pep might have been holding him back.
James, that Torres kid, he's in a bit of a purple patch. He scored in the last few games, hasn't he? Do you think he's going to be a problem on Sunday?
I mean, he's quite new to the Premier League, isn't he? So obviously, playing at Man City under Pep, he's going to be dangerous as a winger coming in or playing as a false nine or playing on wing, switching up positions. So yeah, absolutely, he's going to be a bit of a problem. And our defense is not the strongest at the minute. So yeah, you got to keep an eye on him, definitely, man.
Sam, they've got Fernandinho. He's long-term injured, isn't he? Do you know how long he's out for?
I don't, I think it was a month, they said. So he's going to be missing for a little bit. I'm not 100% sure he would have started anyway because I think they've got, what's that Spanish guy? They've got the central midfielder. Rodri, yeah. I think Rodri would have started ahead of him in any case. But obviously he's a good option to have. To be honest, I think apart from Aguero, they're pretty much full strength because who else is missing for them? No one. So I mean, it's a tough test. I'm confident. Don't get me wrong, but this is a big one, and I think we've actually got something to prove. Even though we're top of the league, I think we've got something to prove. To go there and be with a depleted squad and show that that game when they rolled us over just after the title celebrations was a one-off. We need to actually come good tomorrow even.
All right. Well, let's get on to our team news and injury list. James, what's the injury list looking like?
The usual suspects are out, aren't they? Obviously, Thiago's not going to be fit. Obviously, VVD's a long-term injury. I believe Matip is back, right? Naby's back.
Giraffe made it, man. He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe, yeah. Everybody else is fit, right?
Hey, James, go on.
No, it's cool. Am I coming up on the screen by the way?
Yeah, you are, James. Don't worry, bro. You're going to be all over the internet in a couple of hours' time.
That's cool. I wanted to see my beauty, man. Still. But yeah, no. Apart from that, I think we're pretty much as we were from last week. Obviously, with Keita coming back, that's good news. He's got a point to prove, isn't he? Really, he's got to show a bit more. And Matip, hopefully, straight back in the defence alongside Gomez, and off we go, mate. And that's it, really.
Seeing as you're saying Matip's back in, Sam, do you think Matip slots back in? Because the boy Nat Phillips did really well.
Yeah, I think he does. Although Phillips done amazing in midweek, it was an agricultural type game where he was basically heading the ball and not doing much else. I think with City's patterns, their triangles, their 1-2s, I think he'll get spun all over the place, man. He doesn't look the most agile of defenders. He just looks like a rugged, proper old school defender. For certain games, that's perfect. But for City, I think we need a little bit more intelligence and a lot more experience. And I think with the fact that Gomez can sleep sometimes, I think we need some experience next to him as well. And Matip, you know what? Generally, when you bring him back for the big games, he does okay. Then he stubs his toe and he might be out for a little bit. But for the big game, he tends to do all right. So I'm 100%. I'll be very surprised if Klopp doesn't start him.
Yeah.
I say this one for you, JR, man. How big a boost is Naby Keita being fit?
You know what? Fit. Boy. Okay. No. Anyway. It's definitely a boost. More midfield options. With Thiago not being there, he's probably one of our most creative midfielders on the ball. My thing with him is, I feel like defensively, I know his numbers are his like retrievals and that are quite good, but it's like when he's running, he's only got one gear and he can't chase back. And for me, he needs to improve on that on that part of the game. But having him back, if he's going to start, and we have a lot of the ball, creative wise, he's probably one of our most creative midfielders. But I don't think right now he'll last the 90. He'll probably be about 65, 70, and that'll be his lot. If I'm going to be honest, right now where we stand.
Naby can't play 90 minutes, can he?
Probably not.
I've not seen him play 90 for a long time.
I don't even think Keita starts, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Who would you start, James?
No, wait, hold on. You made a good point there, JR. You said if we have the ball. Now, Man City at home, will they let us have the ball? I don't think so.
No, I think now that we've got Virgil out, they may think that we've got a weakness in the heart of our defence. I can see them coming at us and really putting it on us. That's why I would definitely go like with Sam with Matip rather than Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips done really well, but I think he's certain game types we put him in. And last week was perfect because the Sheffield United game, they really targeted our defence. And I mentioned in the group that Fabinho, you can see he wasn't a centre-back, and that was what I meant in terms of like heading aerial dominance. On the floor, cool, he's got it. But in the air, he was found wanting and they targeted him. So Nat Phillips coming in last week, done a fantastic job. Like you're saying, the game was made for him as an ideal game. But City, the technical ability and the game IQ is through the roof. And I don't know if he's got that in his locker just yet. And we can't get carried away as fans. He has one great game and then we're like, he's got to play every game. It's not computer. It don't work like that. You know what I mean?
For real.
You've got to adjust it to kind of like what it really is. So Matip 100% over Nat Phillips.
Even though, yeah, I agree with you, Jay. I think Matip does need to come fit back in. Even though the boy Nat Phillips, like you said, did well, yeah, Matip's got to come back in. James, with Naby fit and Thiago out, what would your midfield be for Sunday?
I think, to be honest with you, mate, I'll go Kendo, Ginny, Milner. To be honest with you, mate.
Brexit.
Yeah.
But I agree with you because I think the Brexit midfield actually works for a game like this, a game where City are going to probably dominate the ball. Well, we'll probably allow them to dominate the ball because we'll want to do our counter-attacking football. So, yeah, with them three in the midfield with the legs to break play up and cut off those passing lanes, I think I wouldn't be angry at seeing that midfield three if I'm honest.
I ain't seen Millie play midfield for a while, mate. He's always at left back or right back or in the changing rooms, whatever. I've not seen him.
Yellow card Millie, boy. It's a yellow card a game, innit?
His natural position for ages, man. So yeah.
What about you, Sam? Who would you have in the midfield?
Do you know, I'd love to be brave and say throw Curtis Jones in there, but I think it's just a little bit too soon for him, a little bit too big a game. I'd like him to be first sub, but that would be to come on. That really, he'd only be coming on if we desperately needed a goal. So as much as I don't want to see the Brexit midfield, I think it's probably the safest bet. Naby come on the other night, but I don't think he's going to be ready to start. So yeah, I'd put probably, I might even put Ginny as 6, you know. I might even put Ginny as 6 and put Hendo as an 8 and Milner as an 8. Because I think Hendo's doing so well getting forward and his passing range is properly on point. He's on form at the moment. So I wouldn't want him to just be doing a lot of doggies and a lot of ball recovery in front of the back four. I'd rather leave that to Wijnaldum because he's better at that in this type of game. So yeah, I'd play them three in the field.
No shouts for Shaqiri to get a start.
No.
Not in midfield, no. Not in midfield.
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Well, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room. And no, that's not your jumper, Sam. No, joking.
Hey, fool.
Firmino versus Jota. Who do we go with on Sunday? I'm going to start with Sam because he's top on my screen.
You know, we just spoke about the midfield, didn't it? And we didn't even discuss if there was a possibility that we play 2 and then we end up playing 4-2-3-1, which would allow Jota and Firmino to play. That's not my preference because I feel like Jota can give us a lot from the bench. City tiring and he's just on fire at the moment. But personally, I reckon Firmino starts. He's got a good record against City. And he's just due. He's just due to do something. I'd rather have Jota coming off the bench to do something and help us later on in the game than Firmino. So I think Firmino starts, to be honest.
You're nodding, JR. What about you?
Sam stole my thunder, 100%, 100%. Jota's done really well, but I think in this game, I would start Firmino. He is due. He has a decent record against City. Scored his first goal, I think, there a few years back. So horses for courses, you know what I mean? And like Sam said, I would personally right now have Jota coming off the bench rather than Firmino because Jota's like the Portuguese Vardy, bro. Serious, mad. He's got legs and you know the City backline. I'm not having the City backline, mate. I think they're a mistake waiting to happen. A bit like us, to be fair. But I think towards the end of the game, they Jota 70 minutes, 75. It all depends on how the game's going, innit? But if the game's tight, maybe 0-0, or it's a draw. Jota to come on for Firmino, I would call it. I'd call that.
What about yourself, James?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, mate. I think Firm's old head, like the boy said, he's due, mate. I think Ruben Diaz is a really good defender, and I think Firms could get I think Firms will get about him and turn him over and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sure Jota knows him from Portugal, but I would like to see Firmino start off and then get Jota on later on. So yeah, totally agree with the boys there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I disagree with all three of you.
No, that's fine.
I think Jota should start. And you know why? Firmino coming off the bench would be a weapon because he'll be fired up. You got to think that would be the first big game he would have sat on the bench for in a long time. Do you understand what I'm saying? The game midweek, Atalanta, yes, Champions League, not such a big team. So, you know, you sat on the bench. In his heart, he'd want to be starting for City. So for him to be on the bench from the start with Burning, look what happened to Gini when he was left on the bench for Barcelona. You know what I'm saying? I could see Firmino coming off the bench and doing a madness like what he did against, was it Newcastle at home? He came off the bench. He did that naughty flip for Salah. Yeah. So I'd rather see Jota start and fire Firmino up from the bench. But couple of 48 hours to go, we'll find out. Do you know what I mean?
Nah,
Yeah, I think Firmino will be fired up anyway for a big game like this. To be honest with you, mate, he knows Jota's breathing down his neck at the minute, so I think he might get a good performance out of Firmino. I think Sam's hit the nail on the head with the stats he put up the other day as well. The 5 goals in 5 appearances against them or something like that. So I think, yeah,
5 goals, 5 assists in 14 games. So he likes playing it.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be fired up, obviously, but I don't think will be as fired up as he could be if he starts. Because, like I said, being Firmino, expectation to start. He's part of the front three, isn't he? So, and if the expectation's quashed, we'd be like, oh, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he has to do something now. But
could go both ways, though. That could go both ways, though. Like, he could get dropped and then be like, come on, and be like, oh. It depends. I don't personally think that's in his makeup, but it could happen. You know.
You said fired up, Slim. I've never seen Firmino like fired up. Do you know what I'm saying? He plays that style, which is quite lackadaisical, very silky. You know what I mean? I can't see him coming on being angry and doing a madness.
But that's the fired up Firmino I want to see. Even though he might be looking relaxed and everything looks effortless, that's what I want to see. And I want to see those flicks and those little no-look passes. I want to see that Firmino again. He's been missing for a while.
That's confidence, though.
There you go, JR.
That's what he's.
But he hasn't got that at the moment, has he? Let's be fair. He hasn't got that confidence. And even on a basic level, when he's coming into midfield to collect the ball and to link the play, his touch is off. Even so, I'm like, it's just a bit kind of scary having him in that environment when nothing's coming off, and it just looks a bit ugly certain times. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, let's get to it, man. Let's go score predictions, man. James, I'm going to come to you first, man. What do you think the score's going to be?
You put me on the spot here, mate. Hey, I'm going to go 3-2 to us.
Okay, JR?
1-1 or 2-2. Be a draw. I'm going for a draw.
Big Sam?
I'm going for 2-1, but we actually are going to score first. Because it's been ages since I've seen us take the lead in a league game and not be chasing apart from, the Everton game maybe. So, yeah, I think 2-1.
See, I was going to say 2-1, yeah? And then I thought, you know what, if someone says 2-1, I'll go 3-1. But I honestly don't think it's going to be 3. I do think it's going to be 2-1 as well, Sam. I just think it's going to be a tight game. Going to be a very tight game, so I don't see any more like worst case scenario. Even if we lost it, I think we'd lose it 2-1 as well. But I'm gonna go 2-1 to us as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Well, boys, that's it, man. Short and sweet, man. You know what I'm saying? People, as always, man, do all that good stuff, that liking, that sharing, that subscribing. Come on, man, let's do all that. You know what I'm saying? And I've been your boy Slim as always, man. And James with us today.
Thank you so much, guys. See you soon.
JR, good to see you back, brother.
Hey, always, man. When I can, I'm here. I'm the man.
Right, come on, Sam the engineer, as always, my G.
Yes, people. Enough love. We'll see you on the next pod soon.
Yeah, man. Till the next time, guys. We out.